flag off.
Every year, Kenya joins the global fraternity to mark the World Orphans Day. The day, which brings together people from all walks of life, is marked with pomp and color.
The day emerged as an international concern due to many number of children who are orphaned due to HIV AIDS. So there was a concern in 2006 that we should be commemorating this day in order to attract the public and all the other stakeholders to support these children and also address their needs as they emerge.
On this day, children all over the world express their support and solidarity with their orphaned and vulnerable colleagues.
I sincerely wish to welcome you all to today's auspicious occasion, the World Orphans Day. To me, it's an emotional day when we consider the plight of orphans all over the world, and specifically the ones in Kenya.
Fellow orphans, always keep in mind that uyatima si ulemavu, uyatima ni ukosefu wa wazazi. As I am an orphan, I can also do anything the other girl can do. I am the leader of tomorrow, and I do believe that my dream of becoming a children's lawyer will come true one day.
Like all other children, orphaned and vulnerable children have dreams and aspirations of becoming responsible citizens later in life. To commemorate the World Orphans Day, we spoke to some of them. Lilian Wanjiko Mushiri, 13, is a Standard 7 pupil at Milimani Primary School, Naivasha, the venue of this year's celebrations. She lives in an orphanage some 3 kilometers away from school.
I'm in class 7 here at Milimani Primary School. I come from Kiroche, where I live in an orphanage called Community Recovery Center Africa. My mother lives in Kinungi, and we are here in that orphanage. We are happy together. We are about 32 children. We are provided everything, whatever we need. And here at Milimani, I live happily with the other children, and I'm always happy playing with them, discussing my homework with them, and doing any other activity with them.
Like Wanjiko, Esther Wanjiru Shege is also a pupil at Milimani. Now in Standard 7, she commenced life in the orphanage while in Standard 4. When her mom passed on, she was only 9 years old.
I study here in Milimani Primary School, and I have good friends. I like playing games, and when I move from this school, I would like to go to a good secondary school. When I grow up, I would like to be an air hostess to help the street children and my family and the children's home.
Joseph Mushiri was about to hit a dead end when the orphanage rescued him. His grandparents were unable to meet his basic needs, leave alone paying for his education.
I'm 16 years old, and here in Milimani, I have many friends whom we play with, and after school, I would like to be a doctor so that I may help the sick ones and also the needy.
Children's homes complement the government's efforts in taking care of the orphaned and needy children. They provide them with shelter, food and clothing. They also ensure the children have access to education.
This home was started 2005 when we were going in the field and visiting the children who didn't have enough, that we are left by the parents. And so we came to an idea of having them so that they can live together and go to school, and they can be able to be catered for.
Rampant poverty and the upsurge of HIV/AIDS subjects most Kenyans, especially orphans and vulnerable children, to serious deprivation of basic necessities of life. It is estimated that there are 2.6 million such cases, some in need of special care and attention. In response to this, the government launched a cash transfer program to support households living with and taking care of orphans and vulnerable children. Lucy Modoni Mumboa, who lives in Mithuri Kabati, Naivasha sub-county, is a caregiver. She took part in this year's World Orphans Day celebrations.
Leo tumeona mabadiliko kwa sababu vile tumezunguka kwa uzima watu wakituona na wakaona kuna wale watoto na wakaweka muhuri kuna hao mayatima.
Like all the other beneficiaries of the cash transfer program for orphans and vulnerable children, CTOVC, Modoni contends that the 4,000 shillings that she gets after every 2 months has enabled her to start an income-generating project that has immensely benefited her family.
Rĩu nĩngũrĩte tũburi na tũgũrĩte tũburi nĩ ũndũ wa njĩra ĩyo ya muradi ũcio wa ciana. Na gatagatĩ-inĩ kau ka mbũri icio wona ndakĩrĩithia ndeithie cia ciarana nĩngĩnyitaga mbũri icio ngakĩendia nĩgetha ngahota kũrĩhĩra ciana gĩthomo, ũkĩmagũrĩra uniform, mwana ũkĩenda kĩratũ, mwana ũkwenda mabuku, nĩ ndutaga oha. Ũguo nĩ ndonire ũgarũrũku nĩ ũndũ wa muradi ũrĩkũ, nĩ ũndũ wa muradi ũcio.
Joyce Apio Awinda, a resident of Seme in Kisumu County, is yet another beneficiary. She has started a pottery project with the cash transfer proceeds.
Wakati wa mwanzo tulipata pesa tukafurahia. Hapo nikafikiria badala ya kukula hii pesa ama ninunue kitu kwa watoto imalizike, niwache kufanya hivyo, nikimbie kuleta hiyo udongo juu niko na maarifa ya kufanya, lakini nilikuwa nakosa pesa ya kwenda kufanya nini, kuleta. Sasa nikaenda kuleta hiyo udongo, nikaanza kutengeneza. Hapo ndio nimeanza kusimama kidogo ili nipate njia ya kuelea.
So far, 260,000 households with a coverage of over 1 million needy children have benefited from the cash transfer program. Stakeholders who work closely with the government in the implementation of the CTOVC program attest to its success.
I would like to give a lot of thanks to anybody who thought of giving cash transfer to the vulnerable households. I personally do visit the households of OVCs across the counties, and I can tell you for sure that the cash transfer fund is working.
Despite the strides made, the government is quick to point out that not all deserving cases can be assisted due to financial and logistical constraints.
The program today is covering nearly 260,000 persons with more than 1 million orphaned and vulnerable children.
Tucheze sasa, ndoa za mapema tunazikanyanga. Tucheze sasa, kutesa wayatima tunakanyanga. Tucheze sasa, kutesa mayatima tunakanyanga.
As aptly depicted in the song, this year's theme of the World Orphans Day was Ending Child Marriage in Kenya, Our Collective Responsibility. Many of the day's speeches highlighted the need to curb child abuses, early marriages being one of them.
Nitaongea kwa niaba ya mtoto wa kike, mtoto wa kiume. Niseme kwangu mzazi, ama parent, na kwako mzazi, tafadhali usinitumie kama mzazi. Don't make me a parent before wakati wangu. Si kweli? Usinifanye mzazi mbele ya wakati wangu kufika. Nikiwa mtoto mchanga nataka kutoka shule, niende nicheze na watoto wengine, nataka kwenda kulala, ndio nitumie nafasi yangu kama mtoto. Wazazi tuwakumbaliana. Tafadhali tusifanye hao watoto wae wazazi before their time. Ya pili, nitaongea kama mtoto msichana, a young girl. Hata mimi nilikuwa na wakati wangu, niseme tafadhali wazee, namuona mpo. Please don't marry me before my age. Tafadhali usinioe before my time. Nasema wacha hizo stories ziko na wakati wake. Tafadhali nikubalia nisome primary, nisome secondary, niingie university, nifike 18 years ndio uweze kunioa. Ya mwisho, for everybody here, mtoto ama youth, we want you to go to school na msome na mfanye the best that you can be, because you are the leaders of today and tomorrow.
Mbele zenyu twasimama kwa huzuni na simanzi, tuonapo wenzetu wakosapo elimu, eti kisa na maana dawa za mapema. Hilo hili lisugu lazima likome. Ni jukumu la kila mja kupinga ukale huu, wamnyima msichana nafasi ya kusoma na pia kujenga taifa. Hilo hili lisugu lazima likome.
Children, orphans included, are the future leaders of the nation, and the government remains alive to this fact.
Today, I want to urge all Kenyans the importance of investing in children, orphans included. We must invest in our children because our children are our future. The second thing I would like to urge Kenyans is that we must protect children from all the vices that are taking place in this country. The children who are here do not want to hear a lot of stories. They want to hear that they have access to education, that they have access to health care, and they have access to protection to all forms of abuse.
Mtoto yatima.
Nimelazimika kufanya kazi ningali bado mchanga. Pia nimeponea kuozwa ningali msichana mdogo. Leo tunapoadhimisha siku hii muhimu, ningeomba mwasaidie watoto wa hali hii, wapatie elimu kama watoto wengine.
The climax of the celebrations was the keynote address that brought to the fore startling statistics about early marriages and their negative impact on the lives of children.
The theme for this year, Ending Child Marriage, our collective responsibility, is most fitting considering that child marriages have been increasingly on the rise, hence the need to sharply focus on the vice and come up with remedial measures. Indeed, statistics according to the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, indicate that 1 in 3 girls in the developing world will be married by the age of 18. Secondly, in developing countries, complications from pregnancy and childbirth are the leading causes of death for girls aged 15 to 19 years. Thirdly, between 2011 and 2020, it is estimated that more than 140 million girls will become child brides. Next, every year, 15 million girls are married as children.
Presentations, key among them gift packs to caregivers, marked the close of the celebrations. Before the curtains came down, all the children present, including orphans and their caregivers, shared a meal courtesy of the Department of Children's Services and other stakeholders. This is a pointer to the need for all of us to join hands in support of the orphaned and other needy children.
So far, we are supporting 354,000 households, and we intend to increase more. However, the number is still large and it's not yet reached. But I would urge everybody in the society where these children are living that they should take up the responsibilities and ensure that these children are supported and protected, and we should make sure that their rights are protected.